Hi everybody, welcome back to my next movie review. Um, this is another one of those movie reviews I meant to do for a while now, but I've yet to do just because I, kept forgetting and was waiting on a good time to do it. Well, now is a good time as any to get this movie review done and over with. This movie I want to review is Julie Andrews' acting debut on the big screen, and is one that helped her get her more famous part of the character Maria in The Sound of Music. Most people have seen this movie if they've watched any level of Disney movies from the middle of the 20th century that was, live action. This movie is where Julie Andrews plays Mary Poppins, and it's, of course, the movie Mary Poppins, a nanny who comes to take care of the bank's children named Jane and Michael, who are mischievous and cause trouble for their previous nannies. In fact, right at the beginning of the movie, Jane and Michael have managed to knock another nanny into quitting because Jane and Michael have wandered off with a kite they had made for themselves and were flying it in the nearby park. One thing that I always thought was, kind of odd about this movie is that, like, they have, the cathedral, the St. Paul's Cathedral, where, of course, certain people in the current ruling house got, married to their deceased spouses, and I've actually been there, and I have a photograph, oddly enough, of me sitting in that very spot where the bird lady is sitting from this movie, and I have that picture at my house sitting out, and it's like every time I watch this movie, I look at that picture and I think, back in 1995, I sat right there in that same spot, except for in real life, and there were a lot of pigeons flying around, and stuff. But, it's like the whole movie's about, like, the two Banks kids, Jane and Michael, being with Mary Poppins, and, then, like, learning that, their dad, it's like their interaction with their mom and dad, and their dad is like this strict, by the book, straight laced, poker face, extremely serious, extremely, all business and no play kind of man. And he's like, should be a well oiled machine at the beginning. And then it's like, what happens is Mary Poppins convinces the dad, George Banks, to take I think his name is George, but it gets Mr. Banks, the dad, to take the kids to the bank where he works. And, what happens is, they wanted to go feed the bird lady, and the dad's like, no, 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 no. And it's like, oddly enough, and this is an aside, the lady that played the bird lady, this was the last movie she ever made. She actually, and I don't know if people know this, died like within like days of shooting that scene. I mean, she literally passed away, after doing this. I mean, within days, according to one of the outtake reels I've seen, because I happen to own the DVD of this movie. And then, of course, what ends up happening is, of course, Dick Van Dyke's in this movie too, and he does everything from a screever to sell hot chestnuts to doing chimney sweeps, and it's like what ends up happening is, as the kids are running away because they caused a run on the bank, they run into Bert, who's played by Dick Van Dyke, and he tells them, kids, you need to not be so hard on your dad because, he, has to, work. You guys, have it easy. And, it's like they, change, and they're like, well, yeah, and it's like they start, it's like the relationship between the dad and the mom than the kids is more so the dad and the kids. Changes. The dad's like, well, it's, not so strict. The mom's kind of like middle of the road, like, well, we should be strict to a point, but, not so strict that the kids are miserable and everything. And it's just, it's amazing how the relationship with Mary Poppins involves changes from, them being unhappy and knocking another nanny into retirement to, having a good relationship with her dad. I'm not going to ruin how the movie ends, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But I mean, this is one of those cute, fuzzy, uh, Disney movies. But I just happen to think, Julie Andrews is just this beautiful. She was a very beautiful young lady. She's now like in her 70s, I think. And she's still very beautiful now. I mean, but she was very. I just thought she was so pretty. I was like, if I had a nanny, I wouldn't mind having her. Because I mean, she was just beautiful. Also, she was very talented and she could sing. Well, thanks for watching and have a good day.